which is a mix. When it hardens, it's a mixture of both. And by code, that would probably need about 4 inches. So it's like double because it expanded a lot. In the real world, expansion doesn't matter because you just shave it off to make it perfect for sheetrocking. Right here, got some insulation board. We got about 4 inches of it in there. The next thing we have here is wool insulation and the typical fiberglass. In this demonstration, I think the fiberglass is going to put up best. Of course, the paper is going to burn, but glass does not burn. It may melt if it gets hot enough. And this right here, just do it as fire block. In the real world, that would be red. But red and the typical white stuff, they're both exactly the same thing. It's just so an inspector can see it easier. So we're going to go light these up on fire with a blowtorch, see which one's most flammable. So in the real world, the biggest danger is this is 15 amp wire with a 15 amp plug. But you have a lot of idiots who are going to try to plug in a 20 amp air conditioning unit or a space heater, or even 2 space heaters at the same time. And a lot of times, before that breaker reacts, this line is going to start getting really hot. If you ever have a situation where you pull out the prongs and they're hot enough to burn your skin, that's a serious problem, and that shouldn't be plugged into that. That is more of an older building problem. Someone will plug a space heater in, and it'll cause a fire inside the wall. When this is covered with plaster sheetrock, it wouldn't just go up in flames. It would smolder for a while, generating more and more heat. Then the entire outside of the wall would go poof. Alright, here's the back side. So this would be the siding of the house. That's just a big piece of plywood outdoor paneling, which is very expensive these days, but I was able to get a scrap of it. Yeah, if we were to do this with a full 8-foot wall, I was expecting to pay $500 with today's prices. I wasn't willing to do that. This will work just as well. So this is what's inside the wall. Got the spray foam insulation board packed in this one and sealed on the edges with the great stuff. This one right here, fiberglass insulation. This also produces toxic smoke, Romex, but this is older, before they called it Romex. Alright, we're going to move this to an area where it can just burn itself out once it's going. Alrighty everyone, got everything here set up. That other stuff is just for show. That's going to be backed off before I get this going. I'm going to have 2 blow torches in my hands, light them on fire, and step back and see which one burns fastest. And highly doubt we'll need any of the extinguishers. Those ones there are for only paper and wood materials. That one over there is the ABC one. I don't think we'll be needing any of them. It's not dry out, so let's get this going. Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to light the 2 on the right, which I know are less flammable first. Or at least try to light them. That one's not burning at all. Alright, that one does not burn. That's a good choice. Now, the Owens Corning fiberglass, like I said, just the paper's gonna burn. Fiberglass is not flammable, it's glass. Alright, so definitely the spray foam is the toxic one. Really toxic. Making plumes of thick black smoke. That one refused to burn. It looks like it kind of melted to a sense where I had the torch. This one right here is really dirty and toxic too. But nothing compared to the spray foam. The Owens Corning is almost completely burned out. And there goes the electrical receptacle starting to melt. That was only thrown in there for show. Oh, we got some of the Romex starting to catch fire. That produces toxic smoke. That's why it's all blowing away from me. And okay, some of the framing is starting to catch fire over where the spray foam is. The Owens Corning has completely burned out. Nothing is happening over there. Maybe a little bit towards the top, but that's just the cardboard or the sheathing on the back, which is a vapor barrier. Oh, look at this one. You can see all the way back to the exterior paneling. Oh, that was interesting. Really interesting. This is starting to throw a lot of heat. Actually, the spray foam is actually starting to go out. It's that paneling crap that's really going. Look at it go, that panel stuff. No, actually that took off because the exterior stuff doesn't go to the top and it's got like a wind turret. I gotta back off. This is really bad, hot. We can really see the wire in there burning now. Yeah, the framing is all caught on fire in the middle bay. But its partner next door, nothing's happening. Wow, I can feel the heat way back here too. Alright, we're not going to waste any extinguishers. We're just going to wait for this to completely burn itself out. It's not near anything. And it looks like the stuff that's going to burn is just about already there. It looks really dirty right here. But honestly, look at the sky. It's dissipating quite fast. It's not like it's putting a big cloud visible for a far distance. This bookshelf actually worked out perfect for doing this. Really liked it. Okay, so both forms of fiberglass over here held up extremely well. The traditional one with the paper burned for a little while. The other one could not get it to catch on fire. It just started melting a little bit. The insulation board proved to be the most flammable. You can see it melted and there's like a puddle of it burning. The one on the left, the spray foam insulation, is not quite as flammable as the other, but it's there. And why I know it's not as flammable, because you can see the bottom. The fire has not spread to the bottom portion of it. The reason the big bulk of it isn't burning is because the outside layer of spray foam is charred, and it's having trouble making it deep into it to actually burn the rest of it. Look at that. That is just cool. Look at that electrical plug. Oh, it's melting. The plate is melting at least. I don't see... It's amazing. The blue box is not melting yet. It's holding itself to the heat. Amazingly, the framing is not caught on fire. That Inferno you saw a couple minutes ago completely burned out. The framing's not on fire. Wow. And that fire block worked good, because between right here and here, The fire block, it didn't make it through that other place because it easily could have followed that rubber wire into the other. All right, looks like our fire's about to burn itself out. Okay, and we'll just leave this overnight, and in the morning, when it completely burned itself out, we'll bring it to the transfer station. The transfer station makes you pay more money if it's building materials compared to if it's regular household trash. I'm just going to tell them it's a science project. Then we can throw it in the regular trash at a smaller fee. 'Cause that's basically what it is. I'll just say, it's my science project. Yep, almost out. Very little flames. Alright, do I have like a stick? I'm going to try to tear some of that right here. And maybe if I expose the rest of the foam that's behind that protective layer of char, it'll get itself going again. Gotta find a stick somewhere. Oh, it's like a big shell. Look at that. Oh, there's fire inside it. Look at that. I thought it was burned out. No, it's burning on the inside. That stuff is like napalm. Don't want to splatter that stuff on yourself while it's burning. Okay, everyone. We're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to use the water extinguisher since I can recharge it at home for free. Wow, that went out so fast. Oh, we actually spread the fire by doing that. And the aftermath. Look how it made these fibers all along the wall. See these sharp fibers of plastic? Here's the electrical wire. Nope, not hot anymore. There's a melted electrical plug. So you can see this stuff slightly melts when the blowtorch hits it. But this is still a type of fiberglass. Fiberglass or wool bats. That kind of material. And here's the typical fiberglass. As you can see, the fiberglass itself does not burn, but it acts like a filter, so it turns brown from just stuff passing through the house, including smoke. Definitely glass insulation is the best for holding up against a fire, while obviously the two plastic ones turn into a giant inferno. Imagine if the whole house was insulated with that, especially if a fire was to start in your attic. Wow. That is a big inferno, and it would spread super fast. At the end, you see, I think it would have gone out completely if I didn't stir it up and expose the inner parts of that foam. Now I'm going to scoop out that big chunk of contaminants. This doesn't need to go to the dump. Just gonna throw it in the burn pile. Everything bad is removed from it. As soon as it started producing smoke, it would begin to snuff itself out. While these older ones still do a good job, they're not recommended for vaulted ceilings. So any day, I think I would go with the fiberglass unless it was a vaulted ceiling. Now, this is for any of those spray foam contractors who want to say the professional stuff won't burn like the great stuff. Alright everyone, say goodbye to the science project. It'll be gone momentarily.